Okay.
Then now we have to check what we have to check whether which let 2 equals to right by 2, then 5 equals to 1, else 5 equals to, you say the 5 equals to 1 means that the last two has two index value, both are children of the same parent, that value equals to 0 means only the last element only is the only child of its parent. At hence that. Okay. So now I will check whether net is a children. If the parent has two children, then which of these children has a higher value? The child which has a higher value, that would be swapped with the parent. The parent value is less than the children, less than the value of a children. So we so here I will include the if its array right is greater than array left. That hence the right index, right child, is greater than the left child, greater than the left child, then we will assign uh, the value of higher, the index of the higher value of children to variable child swap. So value of the child swap will be right. So we will introduce a variable which is in child swap. That means child swap will contain the higher index of the children which has a higher value. And if else, if error rate is not greater than error length, then which child will be swapped with parent? Now child swap value will be left.
Okay.
Now, but if flag equals to 0, that hence the last children is the only, last element is the only children of its parent. So in that case, only one option is there for child swap, that will be child swap, that will be equals to right. And in that case, what I am doing, the left value, I am keeping it same. Because there are only one children, so left and right may have the same value. Left equals to right. Next, uh, yeah, okay. After this, that means child swap is containing the highest value. If the parent value is lower than of value of its children, then it will be the value in this swap, child swap and parent, those value will be interchanged. So here and that swapped, and suppose after swapping, suppose I have swapped so that root node has the highest value, and the value with which the swapping, the children with which the swapping has been done, that also has less value than its own subtree. Then again that will be interchanged with the higher value of its children. Is that clear? Suppose parent has a lower value, then we will swap the child and parent. Now, what is the current child? If that value is also less than his child, so that value will again be interchanged. So in this way, it will go on. So that means we will do, if one times parent and child has been swapped, then new child will again be compared with its own child. So whether that is less or greater, then if it is less, then again that will be interchanged. So in this way it will go on, and this will be checked for every element of the array for creating the array. So I am using a for loop, but before that I have not here used one equal. So initially, what is the value of the parent? The initial the value of the parent will be right by 2. If it is flag equals to 0, then also right by 2. Flag equals to 1, then also it is parent will be right by 2. So initial for loop, no initial condition. But this for loop is for that each of the every element of the array which starts from 1 to 10, that will be checked for heap creation. So this for loop will be will continue until the parent value is greater equals than 1. Greater equals than 1. So for every element, this for value will execute. And here what we will do, we'll suppose I will create a function which will move the child to the parent if child is greater than parent, and parent becomes the new child. If this new child is again less than its own children, then again their value will be swapped. And again it will go on until the child which are being swapped with its parent, that value is under the limit of the array size. So it will go on. So here I will I will use a function move up down, which will do this interchanging, then again swapping the value, which will do this. So for that, what we need, we have to first the value which is the parent index and the child swap index of the child which will be swapped, and the type of child it is whether it is only one child or it has two children. So flag value will be required. So I will call this function. So here I have to declare this function first, void make up void means up die, and here's int parent, then int child swap, then int let. And next I will declare this function, that is make up then down. Then I will define that function int parent, then int child swap, next int let. Int let. Okay. So here first I will check what I want to do one thing, whether I will check the child swap is the if the parent is at location, then child swap will be at location either 2i or 2i plus 1, which has a higher value depending on that. But before doing that, I have to check whether this child value which is under the array size or not. So I will write here if child swap is what is the answer? That is array size -1 will be the maximum value of child swap, not more than that. So if it is less than array size, then this code will be executed. Then this code will be executed, and after that the function will be returned. Okay. So now what happens if child swap is less than array size? That means the child with which value is going to be interchanged, that is within the array limit, array size limit. So now I will check whether the parent value is less than the value of the children's value. That is, if then I will check if array parent is less than array child swap. So if it is less than parent value is less than the children value, which is supporting child swap, so we will swap this two variable. So for swapping, we need to introduce another variable, which is 10. So if parent value is less, what we are doing? We are doing 10 equals to array parent, next array parent, array parent will be equals to array child swap, next array child swap equals to 10. What is this 10? Okay, and when this value has been interchanged, when the parent value is less, after that, if this is changed, then what we will do? If they are changed, then we have to take the new child and check whether new child, this new value of this child is whether it has a greater value than it should run again. So we have to see that. So so I will create the two children of this new child. So child 1 and child 2. Suppose child 1 is left and child 2 will be in the right. So I will write here child left, child 1, suppose child 1, then child 2. There's two child. How to generate the child of child swap? Child swap means which is currently charged and currently was value has been interchanged and which is now current child, that value. So child 1 index will be twice into child swap, and the child 2 value will be twice into child swap plus 1. That means child 1 plus 1. Okay, now I have to see whether this child 1 and child 2 within the array size or not. So in that case, I will first check whether which kind of whether both of the child 1, child 2 exist or only one child exists. That I have to see. If one child exists, that means if flag equals to 0, then what you'll have to do, if flag equals to 0, then I have to check if that means it has only one children, and which one has the highest index? That is child 2, because child 2 is equals to child 1 plus 1 and child 1 is a left child, will be left child. So if child 1 is if child 1 equals to array size minus 1, then what we will do, I will check whether this parent, whether the parent value is less than of its child 1. If parent value is, that means the new child's work has a value less than child 1, then they will be again interchanged. So we in that case, if array size minus 1, so what will we do? I will call again the recursive call of make up and down, and the function parameter, what will we pass? Now the parent will be child swap, and the children will be child 1, to which its value will be underchecked, or we can use a variable next child. I will assign to it next child, and here what I will do is child 1 equals to array size minus 1, then if array child swap is its value is greater than s21, if less than child swap is less than of its array, if child 1 equals to, if array child 1 is child 1, then in that case that case, the next child will be child 1. Okay. So next child would be child 1. And we will call the function because the value is less. So I have to call the function child swap child. And here it will be next child. And I have to pass the value of life. That is recursive after that the function is returned. Okay. This is one part. Then I will go to next part. Okay.